Everybody, Moon does here. Let's talk about everything happened on Friday, March 10th. The first game was real close. The 76ers barely beat the Portland at home by 1 point. Portland, they need to win every single game. But this was close. Matisse Thybulle played just 19 minutes. Anthony Simons is back. He played 30, had a huge game, 34 points and 8 threes. But he mainly just provided you points and threes, not much else. So if you're looking for some rebound, if you're looking for big man stats, he's a guy you can drop in the playoffs. Damian Lillard had 22 points, 11 assists. That's great with 6 rebounds, 8 for 8. I think when the whole squad comes back, Damian Lillard's kind of gonna be more chill, you know. Cam Reddish still got 36 minutes coming off the bench. I think in certain situations they need more offense. They're gonna give Cam Reddish more minutes over Matisse Thybulle, even though Matisse Thybulle is starting. But there will be games Matisse Thybulle gets 30 minutes. Depend on the schedule. If you don't need defensive stats, Matisse Thybulle is a guy that you could drop. He had a good week or two stretch, but in the playoff you gotta be more cutthroat. He's not producing. You can't just wait around. Jeremy Grant played huge minutes, 24 points and 10 rebounds is not bad. And Jusuf Nurkic missed a lot of free throws, had 11 points in 26 minutes. Sure, like you could roster Jusuf Nurkic, but I don't really see him producing. He doesn't really have a lot of upside because not really getting a lot of blocks, right? He's not getting a lot of minutes, not a lot of usage. It's just like he provides solid enough numbers. So, rebound is pretty solid, but everything else, I'm not sure. For the Sixers, Harden, almost a triple-double, no defensive stats, an average game from him. And DeAnthony Melton, with everybody healthy, he played 24 minutes off the bench. Just kind of like Matisse Thybulle, right? If you need defensive stats, it's okay to roster him, but the minutes is not there. And if you need rebounding, assists, stuff like that, he's not providing much. Provide some threes here, 3 threes. Joel Embiid, huge game, 2 steals and 3 blocks. I think he's the number 1 player right now on the season. After Jokic still number 1, but they're very, very close after a slow start. Crazy. Tobias Harris had 8 points. Yeah, he's another one of those guys in the playoffs. You got to be more cutthroat. He's not gonna, with everybody healthy, he's not producing much. The next game, the Atlanta Hawks, another huge win over the Washington Wizards. Wizards they lost 2 straight. They are half a game ahead of the Bulls. It's gonna come down to the wire, right? The Raptors, the Wizards, the Bulls, the Pacers, right? They're all competing for that 9th, 10th spot. And Hawks have separated themselves, a 2.5 game lead over the next seed. DeAndre Hunter, 18 points, just a streamer. John Collins, 2 steals and a block, but again, just a streamer. If they have a 3-game week and they have no games for 2-3 days, then he's a guy who could drop. Not really providing anything, to be honest. Maybe a little bit blocks, but that's really it. Clint Capella had a block, 10 rebounds, while Okongwu at 18 minutes. Yeah, both guys are kind of splitting the minutes, but right now Capella's getting way more minutes. Dejounte Murray, after the hot season start, he hasn't, and coming back from the injury, he hasn't been that amazing. Trae Young hit 6 threes, that's great. And Bogdanovic, I think, just a streamer now as well for threes only, not providing much because with the addition of Sadiq Bey really taking minutes away from him. For the Wizards, Bradley Beal, another great game. Beal has been pretty amazing, I think. Obviously, the season he's got a lot of injuries, but lately he's been pretty good. 2 steals and a block, provide defensive stats, good field goal on this. 46% is below his season average. He's scoring some, good efficiency, not turning the ball over a lot. Great stuff. Monty Morris played 26 minutes, big game, 2 steals and a block, 8 assists. And you look at Delon Wright, coming off the bench, still get 30 minutes. Maybe they realize he's good. Well, he was a -10. So continue just rostering Delon Wright. He's a league winner, given 30 minutes tonight. Could be a top 30, 40 player. Can give you 2 steals a game, right? Another 3 steals game here, 5 assists. But if he's getting 30 minutes, great. But if he goes to 20 minutes, right, he could be a steal streamer. But that's how he is. Daniel Gafford, 28 minutes, not bad. And Kristaps Porzingis had 22 points and 9 rebounds with a steal and 2 blocks, just a little bit everything. And he's just been amazingly healthy this year. And Kyle Kuzma added 17 points. Balanced attack from the Wizards, but too bad they couldn't get it done. The next game is the Cleveland Cavaliers. Lost to the Miami Heat, 115-119. Donovan Mitchell, 42 points. Won a game from him. 8 threes. With Darius Garland out, yeah, that's what he could do. Just have a lot. He took 30 field goals. Caris LeVert, I think if Darius Garland missed a few more games, Caris LeVert, we could stream him for some assists and some defensive stats and some points, right? Because he played 38 minutes here. Got to give you something. Evan Mobley was in some foul trouble, and Jared Allen had a big game defensively, 4 blocks and a steal with 13 rebounds. But Caris LeVert is the guy that we want to look for on this team. For the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler, great game. Kevin Love, he's been starting, but they're just not giving him a lot of minutes. I thought that, they would give him 30 minutes tonight, but that's not the case. They kind of need more defense out of the squad. That's their identity. And where is Kyle Lowry? Still nowhere to be seen. And Victor Oladipo is a guy that we could stream for some defensive stats. He played 22 minutes here. Sometimes he'll play 30. If Kyle Lowry is back, maybe he gets even few minutes. But if their schedule is good, I don't mind streaming him. I don't mind streaming Caleb Martin for a little bit. Everything, they have a back-to-back. Max Strus for threes if they have a back-to-back. A couple guys that could be fantasy relevant on this squad other than the starters as we, finish up the season. The next game, overtime win for the Brooklyn Nets. Impressive on the road, 124-123. And the minutes is huge across the board. And Mikal Bridges, since he got traded, he's just been unbelievably amazing. Not much else to say. Amazing. 34 points with 4 threes. No defensive stats, but his efficiency is crazy good. Interesting to see what the Nets roster going to look like next year. If they don't have any huge star players, even they get one star player, Mikal Bridges is going to be way a lot, like he's going to average 20 points next year, and he never gets hurt, so he'll be a hot commodity next season's draft. Spencer Dinwiddie had 29 points, 11 assists. Also, Spencer Dinwiddie, since he gets traded, he's improved a lot. Claxton came back, played 35 minutes, great for 4 blocks and 11 points, and Dorian Finney-Smith had 11 points, 3 steals and a block. Wow, they all played well. And it's weird, the back-to-back, now it's just so hard to predict minutes. Cam Thomas played something the other day. Now he gets 5 minutes. Seth Curry gets 17. Hit 2 threes. Royce O'Neal had 15 rebounds and 3 steals. So some of the bench guys, it's going to be hard to predict their minutes. For the Timberwolves, a bad loss. And when are they getting Karl Anthony Towns back? But Anthony Edwards is just too good. 32 points, 3 3. He's really started off slow, adjusting to Rudy Gobert, Cat, D'Lo. But with D'Lo gone, right? He's been scoring a lot. 2 steals and 3 blocks is super nice. This is why he's so nice in fantasy. He does everything. Mike Conley, maybe his best game as a Timberwolf. 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals and block. Didn't really shoot the ball well, but provided in all the other areas. Rudy Gobert had 4 steals and a block, 26 points, 13 rebounds. One of his best games in a while. You don't really see him getting 4 steals all that often. But for him, it's really about the lack of blocks. That's the main story this year. On the Jazz, he would average 2.7, 2.5. This year is like 1 point something, 1.2, 1.3. Literally decreased by half. Kyle Anderson, this is why we love him. 7 rebounds, 11 assists, and a steal, 15 points. And Jaden McDaniel had 15 points and added a block as well. And with everybody healthy, Naz Reid just gets to 10 minutes. All right, let's go to the next game. The Denver Nuggets, they lost to the San Antonio Spurs. Wow, this is a back-to-back loss. They lost to the Bulls the other day, but they already locked up first seed in the West. So if they go to the finals, that's when the seeding matters a little bit. It's okay to drop a few games. Michael Carter Jr., 7 points and 1 3, not much else. Okay, Aaron Gordon, 1 steal and a block, 14 points. Pretty good stuff. Nikola Jokic, a big triple-double now. they kind of need him today, and Jokic is like, okay, let me do all the scoring. 37 points with 4 threes. KCP had a huge game, but it didn't matter. Had 4 steals and a block with 3 threes, 13 points. Jamal Murray, they got a lot of defensive stats, but they still lost by 8. They shot the ball okay as well. The Spurs just had it that night at home. Jamal Murray had 24 points, 3 steals and block. Yeah, they all put up great numbers. Jokic, KCP, and Jamal Murray. Bruce Brown is the only guy that's fantasy relevant. Really not much going on with this team. Really, if somebody gets hurt, Bruce Brown is going to soak up some of the minutes. But nobody really come off the bench is that interesting fantasy-wise. Reggie Jackson, give the guy 25 minutes. He's not really going to do much anyways. Same thing with Jeff Green. Yeah. For the Spurs, Zach Collins. I think this is why Michael Porter Jr. Yeah, they had a scuffle. They both got ejected. But Zach Collins, yeah, I think he's a must roster. 21 minutes, had 9 rebounds, pretty good. And a lot of Spurs guys, could be interesting, right? Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sancho, Keldon Johnson. They had they have only 2 games this week, so some of these guys might get dropped. It's good. It's okay to pick them back up again. Trey Jones, if Trey Jones get dropped, you need assists and steals, and some threes. Devin Vassell, same thing. Keldon Johnson, and we don't know how much resting they will be doing because they have absolutely nothing to play for. So expect some of the guys to rest on the back-to-backs. The next game is, both of these teams, they cannot rest anybody because they got to be in the play-ins. OG Anunoby, what a game from him, 31 points. Could not miss a shot. Missed 2 shots, 5 steals. The old OG is back. His best game since he's coming back from the injury. 5 steals. Pascal Siakam, 12 points. Mediocre game from Pascal, and Pirtle continues to be amazing since the trade. 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, and a block. Continues to be amazing, yeah. Scotty Bombs, 32 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal. Pretty good stuff from Scotty. Surprisingly, both him and they shot the ball pretty well too, but I guess Lakers just better. Lakers shot 56%. My God. Fred VanVleet, 8 points, but added 10 assists and 3 steals. As bad as his season has been, because we do have high expectation for him, he's still ranked inside that top 25. And Gary Trent Jr. is a drop. Yeah, it sucks with everybody healthy. He goes 0 for 9, minus 27. He is the problem on this team, at least for today. With everybody healthy, he's gonna come off the bench. It's not enough minutes for him to be that fantasy relevant. For the LA Lakers, weird game from AD. Only took 7 shots, but added 4 blocks and 9 rebounds, so you can't really complain. But not sure what happened with him offensively. D'Lo, it's okay. D'Lo got their back. 28 points with 5 threes and 9 assists. Huge game out of D'Lo. Amazing. And with D'Lo back, they still giving Dennis Schroeder 33 minutes. So he added 7 assists and 4 steals. It's okay. As long as LeBron is out, we could stream Dennis Smith for some points and assists. Really, not much else. Austin Reeves also had a decent game with 18 points, hit all the free throws. Just very, very efficient. If you're looking for some efficiency and some threes, you can stream Austin Reeves because just very, very efficient. Maybe adding some defensive stats as well. Jared Vanderbilt played huge. Well, he was a minus 10 actually. 16 points and 2 steals. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.